It's 94.7 Blair Radio and BlairRadio.com. Our local guest segments are brought to us by Two Rivers Bank, a branch of First State Bank and Trust. And today we have the Fort Calhoun Community. Let's see. Let me make sure it's
a lot of words.
A lot of words there.
Fort Calhoun Community Schools Foundation. FCC.
FCCS. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very catchy.
Very catchy when you do the acronym there. So a couple of guys come in that are really wanting to help promote Fort Calhoun schools, really, and be a part of that. Can I have you guys introduce yourself?
You bet.
Yeah, I'm Ben Namath. I'm the executive director for the Fort Calhoun Community Schools Foundation. It sounds a little more impressive than it is. I've been in the role for about 6 months now. And before that, I graduated from Fort Calhoun High School in 2016. I just really enjoyed the community. I enjoy giving back, and it helps. The foundation is like a lot of really motivated people to work with and a lot of fun. Yeah, so I've been doing that for about 6 months. It's just a part-time thing I do. I'm full-time in finance, and it's just something I really enjoy doing.
All right, so you're full-time in finance. What's your real job then?
I work in real estate financing in Omaha, so commercial real estate. Someone owns a property, they come to us, we help them get financing, debt or equity. So very different than what I do, but I enjoy both things.
But you're able to you're a local boy that grew up here, grew up in Fort Calhoun, and you want to be able to give back then, really. Is that what brought you back into this?
Yeah, totally, yeah. I was very involved in high school, and then I had a lot of very positive role models that I saw doing these type of things. And so when you get old enough, I was like, if I can be that influence on somebody eventually, or maybe just 1/10 of what they were to me, that's, very important.
All right. And then Ethan, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So very similar pathway as Ben. So I started about 6 months in this role. I'm the marketing director, which is also, pretty fancy title, I would say.
We got to choose our own titles.
Yeah.
we went to the top.
Yeah. There's executive and, a bunch of other words in there too.
Operations director. Nobody chose that yet, have they?
Social media savant, things like
Czar,
that.
Czar.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's funny. That's good stuff there.
Yeah.
So, but are you from Fort Calhoun then as well?
Yeah. So, like Ben, graduated 2016. Ben and I have been friends since first grade probably.
Yeah, almost 20 years, and we're 25 years old. So yeah, we've known each other for a while.
All right, so you guys actually, since you grew up together, you're able to duke it out if you have disagreements, and you get back together because you've been that good of friends for a long time, huh?
Yeah,
makes it easier to work together. I think most of our disagreements come in the form of inappropriate jokes, and that's how we hash through things.
Yeah,
we get to a point where. That's how we do things. We're both so laid back and chill that it makes it easy.
So tell us, what is the Fort Calhoun Community School Foundation? Where did it start? What is it about?
Yeah. So I believe it started in 1980 something, way before our time. There was a large donation from a family that had moved or passed away. I'm not exactly sure on the details. And up until about 2, 3, 4 years ago, they were just coasting off this big donation they had gotten. Mm-hmm. And then, shout out to Dr. Don Johnson, if anyone knows him out there. He was a superintendent of Fort Calhoun Community Schools. He retired from superintendent, and then he took on kind of this big task of upstarting or restarting the foundation. Mm-hmm. So it's been around for a long time, but in the form it is now, it's probably only been around for about 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
And so he decided to add some fundraising events. We do a fundraising event in the fall and another one in the spring and some other little ones throughout the year. So he decided to, kind of bootstrap that back up so we can actually get active and raise money and be proactive about things. And so we run a couple events every year to raise money for Fort Calhoun High School scholarships. We also run a benevolence fund, teachers fund, and then a lot of other scholarships run through us. So we may not necessarily fundraise for them, but we will facilitate kind of passing those around to the kids. So primarily we raise money and then give it out back to the community as quickly as we can.
So you kind of like a booster club type thing?
Yeah. Yep. Totally. I would say we're kind of, so if you think about it, we're the kind of the top of the pyramid, if you put it, and then a lot of the other organizations run under us.
Okay.
So we're the only 501c3. Thank you. We're the only one in Fort Calhoun, so we kind of have that top, and then they kind of run through us, and so we help facilitate a lot. Like the Booster Club is under us. PFE, Pioneers for Education, is that club is under us. So we help along with that and help out as needed with those organizations.
Well, that puts a kind of a big burden onto you guys because there's everybody's looking to you to make sure those right decisions and to make sure everything goes smoothly, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. It's kind of a thing where, I mean, we grew up hearing about like the Booster Club and PFE and things like that, but really not sure. I mean, maybe you had a better idea. I know for me, like I didn't know where like the funding for those things came from. So it's kind of good to like put a organization or like a specific sect of that organization to a face, or put that name to a face, I guess, for all those things that kind of helped us, you know, with different activities growing up. Like, so that's, it's cool to be kind of a part of that, just kind of like a paying it forward type thing.
Yeah. So it is a big responsibility. I mean, we know pretty much everyone in the community personally. So it's like, if we don't do right by them, then they're like,
they're
going to see my mom. They're going to see my mom at church. And like, hey, yo, what's up with Ben?
Yeah.
And, but yeah, I think we both appreciate the responsibility, and you know, because we had such great role models and the community is so tight knit, we're able to reach out to people who, you know, quite frankly, have more experience or maybe know more about the community or know more, you know, how to raise money or how to run events smoothly. So we might be nominally in charge, but there's so many great people out there that we rely on that it you know, it doesn't feel as big as a responsibility, although we recognize, you know, that, you know, it is.
Now we're seeing a lot of towns around Omaha, a lot of people moving actually out of Omaha. So these communities like Fort Calhoun, Blair, and surrounding areas growing tremendously. Is that kind of creating a challenge on how to keep up with that for you guys?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I know, you know, there's always going to be do we want to keep Fort Calhoun? There's two sides of the coin. There's do we want to keep Fort Calhoun small? Do we want to keep it, you know, kind of just suburb of Omaha? So there's definitely some of that, and I think it presents definitely an interesting challenge, especially people coming from Omaha think a certain way. People that have always been in a small town, maybe a farm family, think a certain way. So trying to combine those two interests are, I think, extremely interesting and in some ways fun, because everyone can find a way to, you know, come together and get along. But you know, there are all those challenges there. Creating
that communication, a place where people can come and talk and share ideas and not be, you know, offended about anything, right?
Exactly, yeah. And that's difficult to anywhere, but, you know, if you have something, we've had so many great, like Don Johnson has been a great for the Thinkers community, where people can kind of center around, you know, education, or the high school or the Fort Calhoun Foundation. So, you know, if you have any differences, at least you have that in common, and like everyone cares about the community. So if you can, you know, put aside whatever you might think about certain things, then it makes it easier to get along and feel like a community.
Yeah, help people learn that way. When they want to speak, then they can speak into what they've learned. So we're going to come back here in just a little bit and continue talking about the Fort Calhoun Community School Foundation. Some of the events perhaps you guys have coming up. Do you have anything coming up?
You bet.
We'll talk about that, as well as what the future likes, right here on 94.7 BlairRadio.com.